There's no denying it, fans have wondered about a canonized version of Super Saiyan 5 for nearly 30 years, and we may be setting up for that in the future of Dragon Ball Super. But I'm just gonna be honest here, even though it's always been wondered, nobody is truly ready for Super Saiyan 5. There's just something about the numbered forms that give marketing and presence a bit more of that classic Dragon Ball flair from the 90s. But Super Saiyan 5 in Dragon Ball Super is possible, and here's why. And just so you know, this is a combination of a theory that I would just love to see in Dragon Ball as a fan. If you think this is the way to go or not the way to go, please leave me a comment and share your thoughts on this. And be sure to hit the like button as well if you're a fan of the Super Saiyan 5 concept. The only official mention we've ever had of Super Saiyan 5 was in Dragon Ball GT. It was a hypothetical Saiyan transformation that Bulma said Vegeta could probably achieve in the future if all goes well with his Super Saiyan 4 transformation, which I think in verse a Super Saiyan 4 evolution would have been possible with further training and exploration of the form, in verse of course, and it would naturally follow Dragon Ball transformation rules of Ascension. In the Japanese version of GT, Bulma mentions about Vegeta surpassing Super Saiyan 4, but in that original version, it's Vegeta that ponders the possibility of Super Saiyan 5. David Franco's original design was an OC known as Tablos, using a transformation called Spirit Killer. But what's even more impressive is that this fan art was first published in a Spanish magazine called Hobby Consolas, and was soon taken note of by every Dragon Ball fan, who then had a 56k modem and labeled it Super Saiyan 5 around the internet. Before mobile phones, where the only way to get that image on the internet was to use a scanner. Which, in a way, if it was originally designed as Spirit Killer with the OC Tablos, then the idea of Super Saiyan 5 was actually created from fan speculation in the early internet forum days after seeing Spirit Killer. It's just a design that has somehow stuck and seems the most appropriate for a Super Saiyan 5 following Super Saiyan 4. And nearly 30 years later, Super Saiyan 5 is still the most talked about topic in unofficial Dragon Ball concepts. So even though Super Saiyan 5 has no official appearance, the most common appearance is Super Saiyan 4 with silver hair and fur, with the hair coming down like Super Saiyan 3. This form would go on to represent Super Saiyan 5 after it was included in many other fan manga through the years, most famously by YoungJiJi and another by Toyotarou, the latter of which was scouted to aid author Akira Toriyama due to his work in Dragon Ball AF, based on the concept Franco originally put forth. Despite this, most fans agree that if Super Saiyan 5 existed, it would be the design Toyotarou chose for his version in AF, given Toyotarou is now the lead author of Dragon Ball after the passing of Toriyama. Interestingly, the possibility of a Super Saiyan 5 was brought up in 12 Boo Mysteries, a Psycho Jump Q&A, but Akira Toriyama made no comment on it. Gohan's beast form could be considered a spiritual successor to Super Saiyan 5 due to the design and function of the form, though it also could be a callback to the fan transformation Gohan Blanco, a theoretical form that also originated from Spanish-speaking internet circles, which turns Gohan's hair white, as well as Super Saiyan 10. The hair definitely resembles that. So how can Super Saiyan 5 work in Dragon Ball Super? Well, it all links to Dragon Ball Daima and Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now in Dragon Ball Daima, with Goku obtaining Super Saiyan 4, which has been labeled that in merchandise and also Toei behind the scenes, a name change is still possible, but the form indeed lays the foundation of design for a potential Super Saiyan 5 in Dragon Ball Super if we were going with the classic fan concepts. Super Saiyan 5 would have to be a primal mutation combined with another transformational power, unless a potential Super Saiyan 5 is a direct evolution of Super Saiyan 4. When it comes to the color scheme, I presume if we ever got it, then it would likely be silver. Like a silverback gorilla, goes with the theme of the monkey. Reintroducing it in future Dragon Ball Super arcs to be combined with Ultra Instinct is a popular theory going around right now. That's mainly to do with the power of Super Saiyan 4 in Daima not feeling as strong as Super Saiyan God, as well as Goku not being able to access it after Daima apparently, thus leading to the absence of it throughout Super until a storyline could bring it back whilst mixing the Demon World lore back into Super Saiyan as it's the same continuity. What would be the reason for reintroducing a form later on when it seems like it can't lace the boots of any god form? Well, the only way I can think of them bringing Super Saiyan 4 back is to strengthen the power already there, which is Ultra Instinct. Let me use Goku as an example first, then we'll talk about Vegeta in a moment. But if Goku masters Ultra Instinct in a way that's unique to him and what Whis was implying when he said "what are you really?" unlike trying to mimic an angel exactly with Ultra Instinct, then perhaps the strongest god power of Ultra Instinct is intended to work best in conjunction with Goku's strongest non-god power known as Super Saiyan 4. which is a form apparently connected deep to the primal roots of a Saiyan. It's shown that Goku can combine elements of Ultra Instinct to Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan 1, but what is Super Saiyan Blue? It's a form created by combining Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan 1 to create an entirely new level of power. But what if the Super Saiyan God power could be linked to Super Saiyan 4, 3 additional levels above Super Saiyan 1? And then Ultra Instinct stacked on top of that to create a silver variation of Super Saiyan 4 God, which could then be named Super Saiyan 5 Frieza. There's a lot of possibilities to create a canon Super Saiyan 5. Let me know how you would do it, but another way is by merging Super Saiyan 4 with Vegeta's insanely strong variation of Super Saiyan 3 to create a golden Super Saiyan 4. That would be a nod to classic concept art for the original Super Saiyan 4, but also that could be called Super Saiyan 5, as Super Saiyan 3 and 4 can be classed as two different pathways of power to combine. What would be even more poetic would be the inclusion of Frieza. Imagine the Demon World lore comes back around in Dragon Ball Super and Black Frieza somehow gets hold of the third eye and takes on Ultra Instinct Goku, who then reacquires Super Saiyan 4 to basically bring forth another Demon World matchup of the third eye versus monkey, but combining it with God power, and it's poetic because Frieza will actually be fighting a monkey. The comedy writes itself. But let's talk about Vegeta, because clearly Vegeta versus Frieza is a more appropriate matchup based on their history from years ago, along with Resurrection F, and even in Dragon Ball Super, where Vegeta is annoyed at Goku being all chummy with Frieza, suggesting it may come back to haunt them. Well, it has, in the form of Black Frieza, and it makes it appropriate that Vegeta is the one to clean up the whole mess with Frieza and tie up decades of character backstory between them both. Now just imagine everything I've talked about with Super Saiyan 5 but apply it to Vegeta. Instead of Ultra Instinct, it's Ultra Ego and Super Saiyan 4, and we have a purple God of Destruction monkey that erases Black Frieza entirely. In fact, Ultra Ego Super Saiyan 4 Purple Ape would look perfect as a God of Destruction, just saying. I would honestly love to see a God mode variant of Super Saiyan 4 for Goku and Vegeta in Dragon Ball Super, different versions, and perhaps they can be different paths of power, but both referred to as the canon Super Saiyan 5, and of course, even a fusion variant of Super Saiyan 5. Gotta get those toys. I think everyone wins with that decision though, especially seeing as Toyotarou is leading the charge with Dragon Ball Super, and if Daima's Super Saiyan 4 version was Akira Toriyama's last ever form in his last ever project, known to this day, then Toyotarou bringing Super Saiyan 4 back in the world of the gods would be respectful to Toriyama and also fan service to many. I mean, there's nothing wrong with fan service if it's done with passion. Super Saiyan 4 is my favorite design form, Super Saiyan 3 being my favorite form overall, but seeing them both combined in design, whilst merging them with the theme of the gods and Super Saiyan God and Ultra Instinct, my favorite elements of Dragon Ball Super, that would be something I'd love to see. Once again, let me know in the comments your thoughts about Super Saiyan 5 in Dragon Ball Super. Leave a like before you go, I appreciate it. Tell me, are you ready for Super Saiyan 5? Because I still think many aren't ready for the magnitude of power that will bring. Inverse and out, and without a doubt break the internet in more ways than Dragon Ball has ever done if it debuts in future Dragon Ball Super anime.